Which progressive rock albums sold for the most money on discogs.com? We're going to find out right after this. Hi, I'm Dean Wolfe. Welcome to Prog Dog. So discogs.com made a list recently on one of their blogs featuring just progressive rock albums and which ones fetched the highest amount of dollars. So I went through that list and I discovered that a few of the albums they had on there do not correlate with progarchives.com, a site I consider an authority on prog. Therefore, some of the albums they were listing in the prog list were not really progressive rock, so I excised those off the list, and now we're going to count down what's left. Number 21, it's Ga, Auf der Bahn zum Uranus. Sold for $2,546.51, re-released on CD in 1992. In position 20, actually you'll see this one again, David Bowie, The Man Who Sold the World. It sold for $2,558.14. Thank you very much. Number 19. Don't be embarrassed if you don't know all these bands. This is called Room, and the album is Pre-Flight. It sold for a little over $2,700. I can't tell you a ton about Room. They don't have a lot of information I could find. But one thing is for sure, it looks like there were 5 musicians in the band, and they also had a huge group of cellos, violas, violinists, trumpets, flugelhorns. In 18, like I said, David Bowie, The Man Who Sold the World, once again, it sold for $2,790.70. Number 17, well, this is no surprise. Pink Floyd, we knew The Dark Side of the Moon is going to be on this list, didn't we? $2,905.81. Would you spend that much for one of these albums? Number 16, oh, here's another fundamental prog band, Genesis. And this is from Genesis to Revelation, their first album. Sold for $2,906.98. Next up, another by Genesis. Basically, this was a Dutch double live album test pressing on the Philip label entitled Live at Leicester and Manchester, the single most valuable Genesis album, including Suppers Ready from the same concert as the official live album and full song introductions. Now, number 14 for $3,250 was Mellow Candle. Swaddling Songs. I looked at this on Amazon.ca and there are a lot of good reviews for it actually. 66 ratings and it's almost full 5 stars. Swaddling Songs is noted for its multi-layered vocal harmonies and complex arrangements. Over time the album has been regarded a classic of the progressive rock folk scene. Out of Ireland. And number 13, of course, another Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. This one was for $3,313.95. This is called Apotheosis, I think. Sold for $3,430.23. According to Prog Archives, prime example of countless Italian bands of the 70s that disappeared after the release of a one-hit and run album. Coming in at 11 was Cherry 5, self-titled. That sold for $3,488.36. This album actually was unreleased for some time and it sat on a shelf before being published. It looked like the group also included 3 members of Goblin. Of course, that's a more well-known Italian prog band. Coming in at number 10, the Mellow Candle, Swaddling Songs. We already had one of these, didn't we? This was sold for even more. And the same goes for number 9, Room, Pre-Flight, another album of theirs sold. Analogy was a German and Italian psychedelic rock, progressive rock band, active in the 1970s. Dig the cover of the album, there's some really hip-looking hips, well, they're not hipsters, they're hippies. And at number 7, another Genesis, a kind of a repeat there. This one a little over $4,000. Number 6, Cherry 5. It's a keyboard-based album, sung in English. It has strong influences from the likes of Genesis and Yes, especially the fluid keyboard parts and a powerful bass sound. Here we go, number 5. This is a bit of a surprise. Pink Floyd Metal EMI release. Blue Transparent. Printing was Columbia. 4, Steel Mill. It sold for $4,418.60. It seems Steel Mill are an English band of a mysterious repute, highly sought after as reflected in the price of the album. And it's your standard quartet plus wind player basically. They have a heavy progressive sound. Mellow Candle, Swaddling Songs, another copy of that one. Now we're down to number 2. It's not Pink Floyd, it is Capitolo. 6 Fruity per Kagua. It sold for $4,651.16. The title track encompasses the entire first side of the album, running for 22 minutes. And according to the Music Man reviewer, truly a prime slice of prog rock heaven with beautiful flute passages interlaced with guitars and keyboards. The vocals are exceptional, even though I do not understand them. They seem very expressive and well fit the music. And in the number 1 position, Metaphysical Animation, self-titled, sold for $5,000 even. This is pretty spacey sounding American prog. The sound of this album isn't too diverse. Being a double album, this can become a bit tiring. Still, the album is entertaining and well worth hearing. Mostly this is a jazzy, instrumental prog-inspired rock with lots of flanging. Other sounds are organ and synthesizer. Overall, it is a very cohesive sound and several of the tracks are very good. In fact, none of them are really bad, just kind of samey. And that's a review by Neo6666 in 2019. He gave the album 4 out of 5 stars. So leave a comment below. What is your most sought after album that you'd love to add to your vinyl collection or CD collection, whatever? Something that's really rare, something that you probably think you'll never come across, but you sure hope you do one day. Thanks for watching. It's Prog Dog, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.